Shalom. How are you guys this evening? I wanted to come on and say hi, number one. But also I wanted to speak on some of the things that I've seen run across my Facebook page and my other pages, particularly the case of the South Carolina teen, a black female that was sitting in her classroom who was looking at her phone during the time when her teacher asked her not to, and then asked her to give up her phone, and she refused. She refused him. She refused the principal, and then they called in. I guess his name was Officer Fields, Resource Officer Fields, and he brutally removed her from her desk. Now, I'm going to address this first because I think that our children need to know that these people in authority could care less about you. So they don't care if they sling you around and break your neck. They don't care if they hurt you. They don't care what they do. So the first thing you have to do is care about yourself. And I understand some people said that she was in foster care. She lost her mother. Supposedly she lost her grandmother, all in the same year, within 6 months of each other, so, something like that. And that she was probably suffering from depression and things like that. Note as well, I think when a child is put in foster care and they come to a new school or to their old school, that should be noted. That should be noted that there will possibly be problems with this student. Maybe nothing violent, but as we saw today or yesterday, she refused to cooperate for whatever reason she had. But for this man to come in there and grab a hold of her bodily, sling her around, it was atrocious. We can't, we can't just say, oh, well, he was doing his job. But, I'm just going to, but like I said before, I really have a hard time watching our young ones put themselves in situations that will end up that way. I'm not saying that that she deserved to be treated that way. Don't get me wrong. Don't get this twisted. I'm not saying it at all, because had that been my daughter, he'd have had some issues tonight or last night. And as someone asked me, what would you do if that was your child? Like they would have to put him in a safe house somewhere, because I would be out, as a friend of mine said, she would be out for blood. Well, yeah, that is the case, because I don't think that was handled correctly. Now, had she had parents, I would have said, get on the line, get a hold of mama, because, if my child is acting out that way, you need to call me and let me know. Don't put your hands on her like that. If she's not hitting anyone, and I read a couple of posts that said she swung on him. And as I saw the few times that I saw the video, I didn't see her swing on him. I didn't see her do nothing, even when he was slinging her around. I didn't see her do anything. So if that's what happened, there must have been an angle that I couldn't see. Okay. But, like I said, if that was my child and they were doing something they had no business doing, as in the case of resisting and not doing what they're told, get on the line and call me, because the last thing I want is for you to put your hands on my kid and do what he did to her. He could have broke her neck, broke her arm, any number of things. But young people, if you're looking at this, don't put yourself in them kinds of situations. Somebody asks you to leave the damn room, get up and leave the room. And not because, kissing nobody's ass, but because of you wanting to save your own life and keep yourself as bruised and bump free as possible. And that's That's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. You know, she shouldn't have just disregarded what her teacher told her. She should have put it away. And if it's true about her being a foster child and going through some really terrible situations right now, like I said, the school should have been notified. It should have been aware. It should have been a counselor who was involved in that situation. It should have never escalated to that degree. They said she wasn't even talking to anyone. She really was very disassociative and had, blocked herself off. So, we know there's a whole lot of different angles to this, you know. Um, Different angles that looking at the child and from her perspective, and looking at the resource officer and his perspective. And I think he just wanted to come in and do something, because things could have been handled a whole lot better than it was. Very, 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 very sticky situation. And it makes you feel real bad, when you see our people go through these kinds of things. And really, it just takes me back to my thought that if at all possible, our children, really don't need to go to these public schools, and even some private. You know, it would be better if they could come home. And most people have computers now. There's ways of educating our children, via the internet. There's different programs that you can hook up to be able to educate our sons and daughters without sending them to public schools, so they can teach them how to think. We need them to learn how to think freely on their own and learn the truth about history, about our history, and different things that are not taught within the public school, or that have been colored and rewritten to make it sound better, not so bad. Like they tried to say slavery was just, some indentured servants, pretty much. Oh, they went to Africa, got some servants and came back over here, commissioned them to build America. No, baby, that's not what happened. They went over there and they grabbed our people and they killed our people and they shackled them. And they brought them here in order to build what is now America, that they say that I don't even go into that. That's just too much right now. But like I said, it just goes back to say that we really need to remove our children from public schools, and need to have people who are around them that are understanding. Now, I understand that the teacher was African American. I believe so was the principal. And it was said that they felt that, what's his name? I wrote his name now. Ben Fields acted appropriately. Sling her around like a rag doll. I don't know. It's so much going on in this world, so much radical racism and things like that. I'm gonna say something else, and a lot of black people don't agree with me when I say this. A lot of my people, they look at me, and they go, When we see wrong with our own, when I don't know why I get on here and I want to start yawning. I guess because I'm talking. But when we see our people doing something that is illegal or wrong or what have you, the last thing we need to do is back them up just because they're black. You're gonna say, oh, that's some old Negro peeing thoughts and or whatever. I don't know what you're gonna say. And really, when it comes down to it, I really don't care. But we shouldn't back up bad behavior. Do we condone our children being slung around like rag dolls? No. But we shouldn't back up bad behavior. I see a lot of folks, they say, oh, well, that shouldn't have happened. You shouldn't have done that. She didn't do anything. But yes, she did. She basically told the teacher, well, no, I'm not going to put my phone away. I'm not going to give it to you. And I'm not going to leave this class. That's not appropriate. That's not appropriate behavior for a student. It wouldn't be appropriate behavior for my sons or my daughter. It gets really sticky. We have to make sure that we keep our children in line. And that's not so they can kiss Whitey's ass or anything like that. It's not cooning. It's not doing anything. Majority of the time, it's keeping your child from being in the situation that this young lady put herself in by not complying with her teacher. Number one, we ain't talking about the resource officer. Her teacher. And whatever was going on with her, I don't know. But she didn't comply with what he said do. And then this happened. We don't want that to happen. We need to let our children know, look, you're out here, you're dealing with these people. They don't love you. They don't care about you. The last thing you need to do is act out. Don't do that. Help me not to worry about you. It's enough to worry about. People do stuff to you anyway. You could be just compliant and doing exactly what you're supposed to do, and they still slap you around. But don't put yourself in that position. And that's all I'm saying. If at all possible, avoid trouble. Well, it's time for us to stand up and start doing what we need to do and rising up as a people. There will be no mistake about it. None whatsoever. And we'll all stand. And we'll all rock. You know what I mean? So, I have something else I want to talk about as well. I spoke on it a little bit on my in my group, Tanakh Only Sisterhood prayer discussion. I see, some people say, well, it's not your business. Well, I guess in one respect, you're right. It ain't my business. It's yours, whoever you is. But I don't understand how you marry. Oh, all of a sudden, this is my Ish, and this is my Isha. And y'all are all, ooh, it's all lovely. And then suddenly, it's over. How is it over? Really? How is it over all of a sudden? And and all of a sudden you see the Isha is now in the face of the next man or two or three, and the Isha's going on about his business. To me, it almost seemed like, well, I'm gonna get with you for a little while, and I'll call you my spouse. We're gonna enjoy each other, and then when we get tired, or I found out something I really don't like about you, I can send you on your way. I can give you your get, or I can make you give me my get, and I'm gonna get on. That's not marriage. I don't know what that is. I don't know what to call that. But I'm gonna drink my tea. Can you see it? I'm gonna drink my tea. And I'm gonna mind my own business. But I just had to speak on it. Shalom.